Hello children, I welcome to you all in my class. This is your English class, and as you all know children, we are studying chapter 7 Chandini. Very beautiful story about a goat which name is Chandini, and the meaning of Chandini, moonlight. Yes. And how are you all? I hope you are fit and fine and you are keeping inside yourself and studying also with me. So before going to start this beautiful chapter that we have read yesterday, 3 paragraphs we have completed. The 3 paragraph was explained also, and new words I have given to you. So today we are going to start with the 4th paragraph. And before going to start this chapter, I would like to share a thought. And it is my opinion that one thought can make your day. So if it is inspiring, so you always keep in your mind, and it will give you inspiration throughout the day. So I'm going to tell a very short, very brief, but very important thought. Start each day with a grateful heart. Start each day with a grateful heart. Always be thankful to each and everything, whatever we are having today. Our great parents, our siblings, our neighborhood, and most of it, our country, India, because we have to proud being an Indian. And we have to very grateful for our lives that God has given us. And in this pandemic, we are safe and we are living inside our home and we are studying. There is no obstacle in our life as in this crucial time we have seen. So we have to be very grateful. We should be very grateful to the God that He keep us safe. So for this note, I would like to start this class, and we are moving to 4th paragraph of this chapter, and we have read yesterday first 3 paragraphs of Chandini, and what we have read yesterday, what we have understood yesterday, that Chandini was a goat, and here the story revolving around the one character, Abu Khan. And you can say it is a main character of this story, Chandini. And he used to keep pets. Which kind of pets? They are all goats. And Chandni was one of them. So the story is started with the place where the Abu Khan was living. The place in Almora, as you all know, it is in the hills, and the story was taken place from that place. So we are moving to the 4th paragraph. Before going to move, I would like to tell you, in first paragraph we have seen an old man, the description of an old man and his behavior. He was so kind-hearted person. And in 2nd paragraph, we have talked about his, you can say, misfortunate. He was little misfortunate, or you can say he was little bit unlucky, because he showered his love and compassion to all the goats like his children, but after all, they left one by one. So in 3rd paragraph, we have already seen why that misfortune or unfortunately he was. Because these all pets, these all goats were left him alone. And he was a lonely soul in his house, in his hut. He was not so rich, he was so poor person, and he used to keep these type of the goats as and treat it as his own children. So now we are moving ahead in this story. Now, first paragraph. One day when all his goats had left him, Abu Khan said to himself, "No more goats in my house ever again. I may yet live for a few more years, but I will live without goat." However, the poor old man was terribly lonely. He simply couldn't do without his pets. Very soon, he bought a young goat. He thought, a young goat will stay with me much longer. She will soon begin to love me as well as the food I give her every day. She will never want to go to the hills. And he laughed with joy. He assumed that this little goat never left him. Now slowly all the goats which Abu Khan had left and ran away up to the forest. He felt very sad, very disappointed, and full of anger and contempt. He vowed to himself that he never and never going to keep any more goats. Here you can see, he said that may yet live for few more years, but I will live without goats. Now he vowed himself that he never and ever keep a goat. But after some time, the attitude, or you can say the feelings, is going to change in this story of Abu Khan. And now you can see, he said himself, I had grown old and I have only few years to live now, because he was an old man. And he thought that he was old and very few years has left. And now he said, I had always had goats in my house, but now I am going to spend the rest of my life without goat. He vowed himself. So he started living without any goats. As you can see, the poor man was terribly lonely. Now he was started feeling lonely. He was a lonely person in his heart, but still, at that time he was having so many goats around him. But this time he was lonely. He felt very lonely, terribly lonely. Now the word is terribly. The new word is terribly. So just write down the word meaning of terribly. Terribly means very extremely. Very extremely. So he was terribly or very extremely lonely. He felt that time. He simply couldn't do without his pets. He never lived alone. He was always having pets, goats. And now he felt very lonely that time. Very soon he bought a young goat. Now his temperament was changed, and after living so many times lonely, alone, so he thought to buy a goat as a pet. So he started living without any pets, but he always used to have pets, and living without them made him lonely. All the more he just could not live without any goats. So he decided that I will buy a young goat. It will take some time for the young goat to grow up. Yes, it is. And it will spend more time with me because it is young. So it will spend more time with me because it will take much time to grow older. So that is why he took or he chosen very little goat, very young goat. So here you can see a young goat will stay with me much longer. She will soon begin to love me as well as the food I give her every day, because like a mother, he used to treat these pets goat. And now he felt that if I chose a little or young goat, so what happened? It will take some time for the young goat to grow up, and it will spend more time with me. So that is the way he was thinking, because he was very alone that time and he needs a companion. So he said, as I love the animal, a general attachment will also develop in the goat, and the chance of her leaving me would be less, because the goat is growing up with me. The goat would love all that I give her to eat and would never want to run away into the jungle, in the hills. With this thought, he was so pleased and laughed within his heart. He was so happy that he had chosen a very young goat. So soon he bought a young goat, keeping in mind and all that he had planned. Now we are moving to next paragraph. This is 5th paragraph. The new goat was very pretty. Now here you can see the vivid description of new goat, Chandini. And the new goat was very pretty, very beautiful. She was white as snow. Here you can see simile. Here the writer used simile. She was white as snow and had 2 little horns on her little head. This goat having a very cute 2 little horns on his head and a pair of gleaming red eyes. Now here the word is gleaming. What is the meaning of gleaming? Gleaming means shiny or bright. Gleaming. Gleaming means bright and shiny. Temperament means a person or animal's nature or behavior. The temperament means the person's or animal's behavior or nature of that particular person. That is called temperament. So I am going to write over here temperament. Its meaning a person's or animal's behavior, nature or behavior. This is the meaning of temperament. And would listen to Abu Khan's tale with a lot of interest and affection. Abu Khan called her Chandni, which means moonlight. He loved Chandni and would narrate to her stories of all his friends who were dead and gone. And now, the goat that Abu Khan bought was very pretty, very beautiful. Its fur was white as snow and shined as snow shines in bright light. It had two little horns on its head, very cute horns, and bright shiny eyes, which added the beauty of the animal. This young goat was not only lovely, but its looks also had a very good loving nature. It would listen to every comment of its master and would also react to Abu's love and affection always. Because of its bright, shiny, white fur, Abu named her Chandni, which meant bright moonlight, resembling the goat fur. Abu told the story of the pets he had earlier and how they had left him only to be killed and eaten by the old wolf living in the hills. So he used to tell this story, that little goat, Chandni. Now we are moving ahead in the last paragraph of first part of the story. Several years passed. Chandni was still there. Abu Khan believed that Chandni would never leave his compound for the free and fresh air of the hills beyond. Alas, he was mistaken again. Now here you can see the last paragraph is giving us a very shocking or astonishing news that was shaken Mr. Abu Khan. Now here you can see in the last paragraph of this story. Now in the last paragraph, all the went on for several years and Chandni grew up. This was one pet that had stayed in Abu's house longer than any other pet. And Abu started believing, because it stayed much longer than any other pet goats. So Abu started believing what he was started believing, that then any other goat that was one pet who would never leave him for a better life outside his compound. But Chandni had other plans that he was not aware about it. And it was just a matter of time that the reality was to be revealed upon him. So this last paragraph gives us you can see a very disheartening news that when he started believing on his pet Chandni, and there the Chandni's plans was different from the Abu Khan, and she was planning something else. She wanted freedom that time, and she was planning to move out from the compound of Abu Khan, and he was unaware about this planning. Abu Khan was unaware about this planning. That was, you can say, very shocking when he got realized it. That news was very shocking for him. So we will read in next part of the story. So after this we can complete some comprehension check which are given in your book after the completing of this first part of the story. So comprehension check we are going to start. You can find on page number 45, and there are 3 questions which we are going to write. First, why did Abu Khan's goat want to run away? What happened to them in the hills? As we have read yesterday that his goats were very good breed hilly goats, and they could not live in a very tight, or you can say the very conservative atmosphere. They wanted to go far away for this compound, or this you can say the barricade which was done by the Abu Khan. So they wanted to move inside the hills, ups and downs of the hills, and in the forest also. They loved freedom. So this answer we can write. And second, Abu Khan said, no more goats in my house ever again. Then he changed his mind. Why? So here he felt lonely. He felt lonely. That is why he changed his mind. Why did he buy a young goat? The reason we have already read, that a young goat will stay with me much longer. She will soon begin to love me as well as the food I give her every day. So this is the answer. So we'll write the answer. Take out your pencils and write the answer. Now we will write first question, and I am going to write answer number 1. The question was, why did Abu Khan's goat want to run away? What happened to them in the hills? There are 2 questions. So answer 1, this is comprehension check. And this is answer number 1. So now Abu Khan's goat wanted to run away. Because they wanted freedom. Because they wanted freedom to go to the beautiful hills and enjoy eating the fresh green grass a wolf used to kill. So I am answering this second question. Used to kill and eat them in the hills. So here you can see Abu Khan's goats wanted to run away because they wanted freedom to go to the beautiful hills and enjoy eating the fresh green grass a wolf used to kill and eat them in the hills. Now this answer you can write in your copy. Now we are moving in the second question. Abu Khan said, "No more goats in my house ever again." Then he changed his mind. Why? Abu Khan said, "No more goats in my house ever again." Then he changed his mind. Why? Because he felt very alone that time. Then he changed his mind. So we will write the answer. This is answer number 2. We are going to write. Abu Khan said, what he said? He said, "No more goats in my house ever again." No more goats in my house ever again. Then he changed his mind. Then he changed his mind because he felt lonely. Because he felt very lonely. Because he used to live with pet goats. And now what happened in his house? There were no any goats anymore in his house. So that is why he felt very lonely. So this answer we can write. Abu Khan said, "No more goats in my house ever again." Then he changed his mind because he felt very lonely without goats. Now we are moving to third question. The third question is, why did he buy a young goat? Why did he buy a young goat? Answer we have already discussed that why he buy a young goat. A young goat will stay with me much longer. She will soon begin to love me as well as food I give her every day. This is answer number 3. So start writing answer number 3. He bought a young goat with the thought that the young goat will stay with him stay with him and what? For a longer time. For a longer time, and it will leave him, and it will leave him, it will not leave him for the freedom. For freedom. So here, he bought a young goat with the thought that the young goat will stay with him for a longer time and it will not leave him for freedom. So this way we can write the answer. Now the 3 questions are here. Comprehension check we have completed, and we have completed the first part of the story. So children, please learn all these words which I have given you, word meanings to enhance your vocabulary, and after that we will continue in this chapter tomorrow. The second part of the story we will continue it, and we will solve some exercise which are based on the second part of the story. So till then, bye bye and take care.